Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Crooked Cages by rockratzero. The keen-eyed amongst you may be aware that it's not been very long since I did a puzzle by rockratzero. And normally I would be trying to space things out a little, but a lot of the submissions I'm getting at the moment are from the same people. And this one went to my testers and it came back as this one is a little bit weird and is definitely worth covering. So that helped me take a look at that one. But if you want to see some more diversity, I mean, let's face it, all the puzzles are really cool. So does it really matter who created it? But I would like to see, puzzles from more setters. If you would like to see some more diversity in the puzzles I do, send through some recommendations of puzzles by other setters. If they're puzzles by setters that I've done before, odds are I can just do them. If they're puzzles by people I haven't done before, then it might be worth reaching out to them and recommending that they submit it. That way I can get their permission with the fact that they've submit the puzzle. And there is a list below of puzzles that I've done. I try and update it, but it's probably a couple of months out of date at the moment. But it will have setters that I have covered before listed there. And yeah, so the other, okay, what else? Caging constraints is going on, and this would definitely have been a candidate for that one. But from what I can tell, I've been told read the rules carefully. But yeah, submit puzzles. If you're a setter, please submit puzzles. I would love to see them. As I always say, if you submit a puzzle that's a 5 out of 5 for difficulty in the Logic Masters Germany range, it's probably not something that my channel would appreciate. Although viewers can comment below and let me know if I'm wrong about that one. I tend to struggle with them, which means it tends to head more to something that's not going to be a blind solve or even a scripted solve in order for me to cover it in what I think is a reasonable time. But because I need to fit the recording of these in with a full-time job and a lot of other stuff going on in my life at the moment. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Crooked Cages by rockratzero. Yeah, I've been told pay attention to the rules for this one very, very carefully, and that I am absolutely going to need to use my own killer calculator. So what do we have? Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. Crooked cages. I can tell these are not normal cages. Each cage contains a 3-digit number. Yes, okay. 2 of these digits in the left to right reading order make up the sum of all of the digits in the cage. Okay. The 3rd digit is contained in the same cell that the 3-digit number appears. Okay. So looking at this 215 cage, I think what that means is this is either going to be a 1, a 2, or a 5. And if this is a 2, these sum to 15. If this is a 1, if this is a 2, these sum to 15. If this is a 1, these sum to 25. And if this is a 5, these sum to 21. No, wait, if this is a 2, yeah, if these are a 2, so yeah, if this is a 2, the digits that are left are 15, and these would sum to 15. If this is a 1, these would sum to 25 because they're the digits that are left, and if this is a 5, then these would sum to 21. Right, okay, I think that makes sense. I can see why that would be confusing, and I can see why I'm going to need my calculator, because the built-in one is not going to understand these cages. Okay, they're the rules. Let's give this a shot. Well, that's a gimme, because this is going to be a a cage with a 1 in it that sums to 11. That's going to be a 1. Those 2 cells have to sum to 11, because whether I have to put a 1, or a 1 into this cell, and whichever one I use, this entire cage is going to have to sum to 11, so those 2 cells will sum to 10. Okay. This cage is also interesting. This has to be a 1 or a 2. And if this is a 1, then this cage will sum to 20. That can't work. Because if this is a 1, the digits that are left are 2, 0, and this will have to sum to 20, but that means these two cells would have to sum to 19, and I can't make 19 in 2 cells. So this is going to have to be a 2, which means these 2 cells, the 2 digits, and this is because I can't put a 0 here to make this sum to 12. So if this is a 2, then the digits that are left, this is a 10 cage, and these have to sum to 8 without using a 2. But now this can only be a 1 or a 9 because I can't put a 2 here. And if it's a 1, this is going to sum to 29. And if it's a 9, these are going to sum... Actually, is that possible? If this is a 9, these are going to sum to... Yes, it is, because these will sum to 21. And that would mean these would have to sum to... Actually, is that possible? Because 21 minus 9 is 12. 4 digits summing to 12 would need a 2, and I don't have one. So this is a 1, and this sums to 29. So these have to sum to 28, which means they must have an 8 and a 9 in them. Okay, this is a 3 or a 4 because it can't be a 1. This is a 1 or a 3, and it can't be a 1. This is a 3. So this is a 3, so it either sums to 31 or 13. But it can't sum to 13 because that would mean these 4 cells would need to sum to 10. But in order to do that, they'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can't repeat a 3. I can't... Or the way to think about it is I can't make 13 in 5. So these sum to 31. So these sum to 28, which means these need to have an 8 and a 9 in them with either 4, 7 or 5, 6. Actually, do these sum to the same total? Because this is 29, so this had to sum to... Yeah, these sum to the same total. No. 31, this is 28, and this is... Yeah, this is 28. I don't know if they have to be the same or different, though. This is a 1 or a 2. This is an 8 or a 9. This can only be a 5 because there's a 3 here, which means this is a 33 cage with a 5 in it. So these have to sum to 28 in 4, which means these have to have an 8 and a 9 in it. So one of those is the 8, 9. Is it effective? Actually, do both of those have to be 8, 9? Because I can't put 8, 9 there. I can't put 8, 9 there. This is an 8, 9 pair. So 8 and 9 must go in those. Because the positions of the 8s and the 9s are known in these boxes. Because, hang on, this was 33 minus... This is another 28 cage. There's 28 cages everywhere. Actually, can I do Sudoku? Because I know this is 33. So these have to sum to 12. So these must have 1 and 2 in them. So 1 is down here. This was a 31 cage. So 45 minus 71, these sum to 14. But I can't put a 1 or a 2 in a 31 cage. Well, I can't put a 1 or a 2 in this 31 cage because it's got a 3 in it, because this is 28. So 1s and 2s, so 2 is in one of those 2, and 1 is in one of those 3, but I've got the 1 and 2 in this box. Can 2 go there? because these have to sum to 10. This could be 2, 8. Yeah, that's not a problem. That can't be a 1, so it's a 2. Oh, this is a 9, because it couldn't be a 1 or a 2. So if this is a 9, this is a 21 cage. So these three have to sum to 21 minus 9. Those three have to sum to 12. I am going to start making eliminations. So these have to sum. So this is the 219 cage, sums to 12. I can't use a 9 in my 12. But I can use anything else. So this is now 1 or 6. Because it can't be a 9. This is brain numbing. These still have to sum to 8. But the only thing I've eliminated is 2, 6. But even still, that leaves only 2 options, doesn't it? Because I can't use 2, 6. So it's either 1, 7 or 3, 5. That's a 1, 2 pair. I can't put a 1 or a 2. Because this was a 28, and this is a 28, and this is a 28, and that's a 3, 5, 7, and I've already got a 1, 2 in this box. This is a 1, 2 pair. Does that help? So is it this 13, 14? This is 1, 3, or 4, and it doesn't see any of them. Actually, it can't be a 1 because the 1 is down here. This is a 3 or a 4. It couldn't have been a 1 anyway, because then this would have been a 34 cage. Actually, this has to be a 7 or an 8, because if this was a 2, this would be a 78 cage. And if this was a 2, this would be a 46. So this is a 4 or a 6. So this is 7 or 8. Which means this cage is either 27 or 28. Now, if this is a 7, this is a 28 cage and these sum to 21. If this is an 8, this is a 27 cage and these sum to 19. Yeah. Rockrat, you know I'm bad at math. Hang on. This is a 28. 28 cage can't take a 3. So 3 is in one of those two. And this 28 cage can't take a 3. This is a 3. This is a 4. So this is now a 13 cage, and it's got a 7. It's got 7 in it. So this is a 6. There is no 6 in this. So this is 33 minus 5, which is 28. I need a 28 in 4 without a 6. This is 4, 7, 8, 9. There you go. And this is the other one too, and it can't be the 1. This is the 2, this is the 1, this is the 2, this is not the 2. Now, this is a 2, so let's look at this. This is an 11 cage, so these have to sum to 9. So they're 1, 8, they can't be 2, 7, 3, 6, or 4, 5. Is there a problem with 1, 8? Not that I can see. Not that I can see. This is a pair though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. This is a 4-7 pair. But these have to sum to 10. Because this is an 11 cage with a 1 at the top. So these are a 10. So this is 3 or 6. Grumble snout. Hang on a minute. This was also, because this is 31, this was a 28 cage. But the only way to make 20, so when I say 28, it's a 31 cage, but these 4 cells had to equal 28 because I'm taking 3 out. So these are 28. But the only way to make 28 and 4 is 4, 7, 8, 9 or 5, 6, 8, 9. But there's a 4, 7 in the box. So this has to be 5, 6, 8, 9. So these are 5, 6, 8, 9. Which means these are 1, 4, and 7. And must contain a 1. But the same is true here. This was 28 because it's 29 minus 1. So this is 28, and the only way to do that is 4, 7, 8, 9 or 5, 6, 8, 9, and I can't do 4, 7. So this is 5, 6, 8, 8, 9. And this is no 5 here. These sum to 10. Sorry. So this was an 8, so this is not a 3. Because these had to sum to 8, because there's 10 minus 2 is 8. So if there's no 5 there, there's no 3 there. And this is from 3, 4, or 7. This is a lot of math. So this is now only 1 or 5 because it sees a 2. If this is a 1, then this is a 25 cage. Okay, so it'd be 9, 7, 8. If this is a 5, then this would be a 21 minus 5. These would have to sum to 16 without a 4. Yeah, okay. What about this one? If this is a 4, I'm actually going to grab these values. If this is a 4, then these 3 digits would have to sum to 22. So let's grab 22 in 3. And if this is a 6, sorry, if this is a 4, these sum to 22 because it's 26 minus 4. If this is a 6, these sum to 18. So they're either 18. So this is the 2, 4, 6 cage. If it's with a 4, they sum to 22. If it's with a 6, they sum to 18. It's weird that, I mean, I get why the difference is out. Now, if it's 4 summing to 22, I can't use 1 or 4. But that way it's 5, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 9. So it would be 9 there with 5, 8 or 6, 7. That might put some pressure there. If this is a 6, then, I mean, I couldn't use a 1 in it. I couldn't use a 6 in it. But 2, 7, 9, 3, 7, 8, 4, 5, 9. I'm not seeing an obvious problem there. I'm not sure which cage to look at. Okay, let's look at this one. We know these sum to, I've already done this one. This is these sum to 12. But the only digit I can't use is a 9. 138 is possible, 147 is possible, 156 is possible, 237 would put the 2 up here. It would give me a 3-7 pair, but that's okay. 246 would put the 4 up here, 2 and 4 up here. This would be a 6. Yeah, okay. 345 again would put the 4 up here. Yeah, okay, so maybe down here. So this is a 13 or a 4. This is a 13 or a 14 cage. So if this is a 4, this is a 13 cage and these sum to 9 without using a 4. 9 without using a 4. 126 or 135. Okay, if this is a 3, these sum to 11 without using a 3. Again, lots of options. Okay, this is an 18 or a 19. Am I missing Sudoku? Is that it? Maybe this. Well, this can't be a 1, or this would be a 96 cage. That's a 6. I should have seen that ages ago. So this is a 19 cage. Does that 6 do anything? Not obviously in this column. But this is now a 19 cage, so these have to sum to 13. And they can't be 7, 6. So they're 5, 8 or 4, 9. Okay, does the 6 coming out of there? Not really, because these totals were pretty low. This is mind-numbingly difficult. Okay, so I can't put a 6 in any of those or those. So 6 is in one of those 3. It's not enough. These sum to 9. If that's 1, 8, this becomes a 9. This becomes an 18 cage. Because that's the only option that forces this. This becomes an 18 cage, so these would have to sum to 9. So they would have to be 2, 3, 4. And they can be. In fact, 2 is likely to be in that cage. This one? So we know if this is a 7, this is 21. 21 in 3 would be 4, 8, 9. So let's, because I couldn't reuse the 7. So the 21 in 3 would be 4, 8, 9. So this is for the 2, 7, 8 cage. Yeah, I need a notepad for this. There's no other way of doing it. If this is an 8, this becomes a 27 cage, so these need to be 19 in 3. And 19 in 3, I couldn't use the 8 because that's what got me there. So the 8 would go away. And I couldn't use a 6 because of that 6, so it's 3, 7, 9. So there is a 9 in here no matter what. So it's 4, 8, 9 or 3, 7, 9. So there is a 7 and an 8 in this cage, no matter what. So I can never use 9. Can I use 9 in this cage? No, but I can use 9 down there. Hang on, I can't use 9 there. Whoops. So these summed to 13, because this is a 19 cage minus 6, so that can't be a 4. So there's no 9 here. Can I use a 9 in this cage? If this is a 4, this sums to 9. I can't use a 9 in it. This is a 3. These sum to 11. And I can't put a 9 in 11. 9 is in one of those two. There's no 9 here. This is 8. This is 9. What did I just do? This is 8. This is 9. There's no 8 in here. This is a 5, 6 pair. Six has to be in here. No, 6 is already in this box. 6 has to be up here. Eight is in one of those, but can I put 8 in here? If this is 3, this is 11, and it could be 1, 2, 8. If it's 4, it couldn't be. So, can I get 5 out of here is the question. Oh my lord, yes I can. This 1 means this can't be a 1. So this is the 1, which takes 1, 8 out of here. This becomes a 4, 5. This can't be the 5. So this can't be the 8. And now where does 8 go? It can't go there. It can't go there. 8 has to go in one of those two. There has to be an 8 in this cage. So if this was 4, this would be a 13 cage, but these would sum to 9. 3 cells with 9 with an 8 in it doesn't work. This becomes the 3. So this is 1, 2, 8. That's not the 8. There must be a 1 in here. So this is the 5. This is the 4. 4 goes with 9. This is an 8. There's no 8 or 9 in here. This 8 makes this 9. There is no 9 in here. There is an 8 up here, by the way. That had been looking at that for so long. So is that one. It wasn't even a given digit. There's no excuse for that. This is a pair. 7 and 9. Except that 9 makes that 7 and that 9. So this is now a 19 cage minus 8. So those have to sum to 11. So what I need to do is I need to get to 11 in 3 without using 8, 4, or 5. So I can't use 8, I can't use 4, I can't use 5. So it's 1, 3, 7 or 2, 3, 6. So there is a 3 in here. 1, 3, 7. 7 would be in, this would be 1, hang on. 1, 3, 7. This would be the 3, this would be the 1, 7. 2, 3, 6. This would be the 6. And this would be 2, 3. That looks okay. Oh, this 5 makes this 4 and this 5. This 8 makes this 7. So we now know what this is. This is a 21 cage because it's 2, 8 minus 7. So this is 21. It's a 28 cage minus 7. So these three are 21. I know I keep doing that, which means these are 4, 8, and 9 because I've already done that work. So that makes this the 2 and this the 8. This is now a triple, which is 1, 2, and 6. But this has to be more limited now, right? Actually, I know what this pair is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 and 7. So this is 10. This is 9. This is a 1. There's no 1 here. This is 2 or 6. And that 2 tells me the order. That's the 6. That's the 2. There's no 2 in here. This is a triple. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no 3 there. There's no 2 there. There's no 5 there. This 4, 7 is resolving the order of those. The 3 looks up making this 6. Now this is an 11 cage of which I've got 7. So that's the 4. That's the 7. That's a 7. There's no 7 in those. So this is a 3. I could have used that cage, couldn't I? I'm just going to confirm that is good. So this needed to be a 10 cage because the 2 means that the digits are 1 and 0. 3 and 4. So 4 comes out of those. Oh, there's a 5, 6 pair here. So this is an 8. 8 comes out of those. That's a 7, 9 pair. 7, 9 comes out of those. This is very clever. 4 and 8. So 8 comes out of there. This is a 5, 6 pair. This 6 makes that 5 and that 6, which makes that 5 and that 6. This is not 4. So this is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1 and 8. So if this is a 9, these sum to... There's no 6. If this is a 9, this is a... what do they come? This is a 12 cage. So if this is a 1, these have to sum to 11. I can do that. If this is an 8, these need to sum to... This is 12. These would need to sum to 4, which would need to be 1, 3, and I can't do that because there's a 1 there. So this has to be a 1. This is an 8. So these now have to sum to 11. I can't do 9, 2. I can't do 8, 3. So it's either 7, 4 in 4, 7 or 5. And I can't do 5, 6. This is 4, 7 and this is the 6. This is 2, 3, 5. There's a 2, 3 looking up at that. This 6 makes this 4. So we now know that this is a 22 cage with either 5, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 8. This is 5, 8, 9 because there's now a 6 in the box. So this is 5, 8, 9. Again, from the work I did earlier, there's an 8, 9 looking up at that. So that's the 5. This is an 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7. These are 2 and 3. And that 2 is resolving it all. That's the 3, that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 2. This 9 is making that 8 and that 9. Every single cage needs to do its work. So what are these triples? 1, 5, 9. Well, that's not a 1. 2, 3, 6. Well, that's a 2. So we know these sum to 9. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, of which I don't know the order. Now, if this is a 1, this is a 25 cage. So these would have to sum to 24. But that would be 9 plus 7 or 8, which could at most get me to 17. This is a 5. So this is now a 21 cage. 5 plus 9 is 14. 21 minus 14 is 7. So that's a 7, that's an 8. The 7 looks down, making that 9 and that 7. The 8 looks down, making that 4 and that 8. Or I could have just done it via Sudoku, but you know. That 2 is looking down, making that 5. That's 3, that's 2. The 5 looks up, making that 9. That's 1. The 1 looks down, making that 6 and that 1. The 6 looks up, making that 3 and that 6. And the 4 looks down, making that 9 and that 4. And that's the correct solution. I forgot to restart the puzzle. I'm sorry, everyone. According to my video, just over half an hour. That's pretty good. That puzzle was weird. I like it a lot, though. Not sure what I'm going to do for a thumbnail for this one. We will find out together. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Rockrat, for continuing to submit very, very cool puzzles. I hope you continue to do that, but I hope other people continue to submit puzzles as well. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.